That's what Carrie and I talked about when we left you earlier. Carrie said there's a lot of smart people in there, but she's like, you got to be super sharp to have a room of people that are that smart, and you got pressure on you to go show up and help them do better, bigger, better, more, bigger, better, more. I said, that's exactly how I feel. I feel like that's a big responsibility that keeps me focused, that I have to be learning rapidly. I have to be learning new things every day and somewhat aggressively, because I got to show up and deliver the goods consistently. And that's a lot of pressure on me that it's not in a negative way, but it's what you said about an accountability mechanism, is like, I'm not allowed to show up here and say, hey guys, I haven't been doing much the last few months. What have you all been up to?
If you don't have $1 million yet, you're living a much lesser life than what could be easily available to you with the right guidance. My head coach has freed up a few spots in his calendar to hold one-on-one strategy calls with the highest quality applicants. If you're doing well already, and you're looking to accelerate your momentum and do even better, click the link in the description now and apply for your strategy session. More at the end of this video.
A couple points I'd focus on, if I made a summary off the top of my head, is that no crybaby shit. First hours of 2024, and we got a leap year. We got an extra day of productivity next month, February. No crybaby shit is so unbecoming. Nobody wants to be around a crybaby. It's really gross. So don't look for. That doesn't mean that shit doesn't happen. Shit happens in all of our lives. Every day we have to deal with some new bullshit. That's fine. If you don't have like problems coming up in your life daily, you're not trying hard enough. You could work a lot harder. So you should be having problems every day. A couple things should be coming up. You're like, what? Okay, let me go fix this shit. Then I can get back to doing the stuff that I want to do. So no crybaby shit. Nobody wants to hear that. Even if somebody shares a moment of empathy with you, if you're like, oh, you poor little thing. Oh, that's so sad. Or, I dealt with that too. It's like, there's a time to talk about that, like in a context with a room full of men. You can say, hey, I got this thing that keeps coming up. But the spirit is not to be a crybaby about it. The spirit is like, hey, this thing keeps coming up in my business. How the hell do I fix this? That's a very different perspective than saying like, looking for attention or looking for empathy or sympathy is so pathetic. It's pathetic for anybody, and it's extraordinarily pathetic for a man. So no crybaby shit. I think that the discipline thing that, Daniel touched on this most recently, like, Vanessa and I were talking about this when we were lifting weights a few days ago on Wednesday. If you make a commitment to something and you use your discipline to follow through on that commitment, it gets rid of all those 20 more conversations that you have with yourself where you're going back and forth, second guessing, should I do it, should I not do it? You already made a commitment or a decision, and then implementing a bit of discipline to follow through on your commitment or your decision, it gets rid of a lot of other pressure, guys. So a lot of those little stressors or anxieties, to use a word that he used, a lot of those little stressors or anxieties you feel, if you just made a firm commitment to the thing that you're doing, he's like, you've already made up your mind. You're going to do the thing. Gets rid of a lot of those other, tangential pressures. I think that was a very useful piece. The part that we talked about where, can you manifest a better life? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what this is. It's just not in hippie language. It's like, no. Choose to conquer. It's a choice. You can make a better life for yourself. You could choose to outwork your competition. You could choose to learn at a faster rate, implement that knowledge at a faster rate, bring other people in to help you, both in terms of, mentorship, management, guidance in your life, and also bringing in a support team to do the things that you're able to outsource to others. Let other people do the things that either you're not best at or that aren't the best use of your time one way or another. Let other people do those things and focus on the things that where you're making your biggest contribution. All right, so Zuckerberg should not write every line of code for Facebook. Elon shouldn't write every line of code for whatever the hell he does in his 15 businesses. Bezos shouldn't deliver your girlfriend's butt lube. He shouldn't do that himself. It'd be weird. Wouldn't it be weird if Bezos showed up at your house with the butt lube? It'd be weird, see? It'd be weird. So you don't have to do every damn thing either, you know? Like there's things that you should outsource. That some of the things you outsource are things that require high level expertise that you don't have. Some of the things you outsource is like you could clean the toilet, but probably somebody else could do that, you know? Probably somebody else should be cleaning up that. I have maids that come deal with things, and happy for their contribution. It's probably not the best use of my time to do those things. There's probably other things I should be doing. But would it also be equally weird if you learned that like Bezos or Elon or, you know, if they were cleaning their own home, and so, you know, I got to scrub the toilet before I go to sleep, so I got to do the dishes. It's like, is that the best use of their time? Like, wouldn't that be a misallocation of your time if you got $100 billion or a couple $100 billion? Like, you know, unless you got some weird toilet fetish, unless it really does something unique for your psyche. Like, wouldn't that be a weird thing that they'd be doing that themselves? You know, I don't mind doing my own laundry when I travel all the time, and then, you know, I'll go put my laundry in the wash. I'll switch it over. Some things I like to air dry. I want to make sure that things get, you know, colored things get washed on a cold temperature so the color doesn't bleed out. So there's little quirks like that I have, that I want the temperature to be, you know, tap cold. I want certain things to be air dried so they don't shrink or twist or whatnot. And I just generally don't mind. And I want to know that everything that came out of my suitcase ends up back in my suitcase, you know, and plus or minus a few things that, you know, that I've calibrated while I've been traveling. And depending how long my next travel thing is going to be, then I like to make those adjustments myself. So I don't mind at all. I don't like to fold my clothes, but I'm totally happy to, like, you know, take it out of the washer, put the things in the, you know, wash the shit, put some things in the dryer, let the other things air dry. After they air dry, I'll take those and put them in the dryer and let them tumble so they feel nice, like they've been dried. I do that myself. I don't mind, but like, you know, that's a specific thing that I want to make sure that I have the things just how I want them and the exact same the resources that I want for wherever I'm going to be and whatever I'm doing. So maybe it's not the best use of my time, but it doesn't bother me. And like by the time I'd explain all the nuances of how I'm thinking about it, it's just better for me to do it. You know, no big deal. I don't clean much anything else. I don't make messes. You know, I don't run around making messes. I'm not a sloppy person, but I don't want to do the dishes. I don't want to sweep the floor. I don't want to clean the toilet. I don't want to clean the sink. So I'm kind of mindful to not make messes unnecessarily, but there's, you know, a couple people that do that stuff for me. Probably is better that way. It would cost me money to do all those things. It wouldn't make any sense. So think about that in your life. What are the things that you need to outsource to high-level subject matter experts? What are the things you should outsource because, you know, you're too smart, your time is too valuable, that it'd be a misallocation of resources for you to be doing that shit yourself. You'd make more money if you were doing something else. You know, be mindful of some of those type of things. How many times do we make the point of, like, you know, do any of these people fire their coaches? Do you hear anybody say, like, you know, I had to fire my coach because I was too successful. I was winning all the time, didn't need those people in my life anymore. So, yeah. So, you know, for those of you that get value being, or Matthew said the other day, it's like, you know, he was here 6 months ago, but not 3 months ago, and he missed it. So, well, fucking come back. You know, be here. The people that have been here the most are literally the people that are making the most money in the room. Do they cost you money or make you money to be here all the time, flying from a different continent?
Make me money.
It cost you money or make you money to, like, you know, as a partner in a firm to, instead of doing partner in the firm shit, to be here? Do they cost you money or make you money over time? Yeah. Daniel, does it cost you money or make you money?
Make me money now.
So, Randy, Imran?
Yeah. Just the ideas from other individuals in this room as well just make me
Same.
Make a lot
It's
of
one
money.
of those things where I look forward to, because I'm going to gain insight by coming to this meeting that's going to serve me well in future months that otherwise I would not have, because there's so much BS that's out there information-wise. Here what you get has already been vetted, proven, and if it proves to be inaccurate, it's usually for a valid reason. It's not because the decision-making process was incorrect. It's because something unforeseen ended up happening that you really couldn't anticipate.
Makes a lot of sense. I had one other thought about that is like, who are the people in the room that have graduate degrees from somewhere? Oh, cute. So many of the people, most of the people that have been here the most, that come here consistently, already have a graduate degree from somewhere, some of us from fancy schools. And those are the people that also say, like, oh yeah, being here, having even more education, more help with this helps me get even more money. So the people that are coming back saying, oh, I made a lot of money being here, I made a lot of money being here, are not the people that had the least education that you would think might have the most upside. Is some of the people that are the most educated. There's doctorate degree, doctorate degree, doctorate degree, doctorate degree. What is it? Master's? Is it master's degree? Doctorate degree, doctorate degree. What is your degree in? Isn't it?
Masters.
In
Well, two. One is MBA. The other's computer science.
not feminist studies? Liberal dance theory? So
Would have been fascinating.
I'm sure it would have done so much more for you.
The other thing that is making money is like being accountable to the group. That's huge, like raising the values, so you'll be more valuable to the group.
So Carrie and I talked about when we left you earlier. Carrie said there's a lot of smart people in there, and she made a comment along the lines that it reminds her of my brilliance. That, and it sounds like I hesitate to say it for that reason, but she's like, you got to be super sharp to have a room of people that are that smart, and you got pressure on you to go show up and help them do better, bigger, better, more, bigger, better, more. And I said, that's exactly how I feel. I feel like that's a big responsibility that keeps me focused. That I have to be learning rapidly. I have to be learning new things, processing information, every day and somewhat aggressively, because I got to show up and deliver the goods consistently. And that's a lot of pressure on me. That it's not in a negative way, but it's what you said about an accountability mechanism. Is like, I'm not allowed to show up here and say, hey guys, I haven't been doing much the last few months. What have you all been up to? I've been doing a lot of chilling. I heard about this chilling thing. I'm trying it out. Ayahuasca. Heard some guys talk about ayahuasca. I've been, just tripping my balls off the past couple months. What's going on in the world? Well, I was high on ayahuasca. I was thinking about the stocks. You want to hear more about that? Probably not. Probably not. Best thing that we could do is none of us follow that. Probably not going to be very helpful. So I never tried this stuff. I don't know, but I don't think it's for me. So I don't know. I think, let those few things rattle around in your head. And I'd love if we showed up tomorrow. If you had, we have another speaker tomorrow as well. But and let's get here at 2. Can we here at 2 o'clock? Let's be here at 2 o'clock earlier in the day, 2 p.m. instead of 6 p.m., which is going to be good for your sleep schedules and shit for those of you that have responsible things to do later in the week. Let's be here at 2. What time are we going to be here tomorrow? 2 o'clock, 2 p.m., okay. Somebody say, I didn't hear. So 2 o'clock, yeah? Okay. Don't think of this as a homework assignment, but do come prepared. Just spend 5 minutes. Spend 5 minutes in a notepad or your phone or whatever. A notepad is better because your phones are over there. And just be able to, give a few bullet points of like main takeaways. Think that through from yourself for your personal circumstances. What are the few things that are going to help your life that you heard from these people? What are the few things that are going to help your life? And maybe bonus if you framed it this way. What would it cost you? What would it have cost you to not learn those couple of things this week? And by the way, we still got 25% of our time is left. But in the first 75% that we've been here, what would it cost you to not have learned those couple lessons, those few main lessons? I think you learned a lot of lessons. I learned a lot of lessons. I learned a lot of little nuances. And then, if you can learn a couple big things and a lot of little things, that's amazing. But whatever those couple big takeaways are, or most valuable things for you personally, then secondary note, what would it cost you to not be here and learn that? What would that cost over your lifetime to not be here this week and not have learned those couple few main things? Does this make sense what I'm asking for? Don't spend 30 minutes on this, but answer the question honestly in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever that takes. I don't want you to lose sleep over it, but I do want you to take it halfway seriously for a few minutes of but what are the main couple things that are going to help my life specifically, your life specifically? What would it cost you to have not been here to feel that, to learn those things and implement those things going forward? What's the lifetime value or the lifetime cost of not doing that? Does that make sense? So we'll talk about that when we get here. Please do this. I don't care if it takes 5 minutes. It don't have to be the most articulate essay of your life. If you spend 20 minutes, great. Please don't spend more than that. You don't need to. But I am going to have a speaker here tomorrow that I'm going to walk in with, as I have the last couple of days. And don't be a schmuck where you look like a dumbass and I look like a dumbass when I go around the room and say, hey, what were the main couple things you thought of? What were the main couple things you thought of? What would that cost you if you didn't do that? Be prepared to answer that when I show up here with a speaker tomorrow, so you don't look dumb and I don't look dumb, yeah? Can we do that? Don't care if it's 5 minutes. Don't stress yourself out about it, but do complete that little thought experiment. All right, I'll see you at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.